It's Master Mode time. Before we begin, don't forget to ring that bell and subscribe. We've tackled Worlds 1 and 2, so now it's time for World 3, Tranquil Oasis. 3-1, Loophole. You're supposed to make a loop with a hole in it to dodge the plane. I just use springs to make my loop tiny. But if you want to grind for the top spot on the leaderboards, you gotta go for the spring launch. This is approximately 740th place. 3-1, Master Mode. Yeah, good luck spring launching 3 dune buggies. Master Mode is forcing me to play the level the way it was intended, with a loophole. 3-2, Big Dipper. This takes the standard arch bridge and flips it on its head because now you're arching down. And rather than build a strong truss, I decide to build a floppy bridge. 3-2, Master Mode. Now this is what I call a Big Dipper. I traded out the floppy bridge in favor of a noodle bridge. 3-3, String Theory. Rope and cable are much stronger than wood and steel, but only work in tension. 3-3, Master Mode. If you thought the van full of lead in Master Mode World 1 was heavy, check out the dump truck. My first solve was a janky, cable-riddled, over-budget mess because of the material limits. Then Aliens Rock roasted my bridge live on stream, so I went back and made it better. 3-4, Doubling Down. The roads were just not quite long enough to attach to each other at the middle, but that small speed bump was not enough to slow down the Model T or Taxi. 3-4, Master Mode. The boat is more in the way this time, so now we have to do some fancy flexing to dodge it, and move the bridge up to a new checkpoint. 3-5, Semi-Slope. A formidable challenge to most casual players. Easily conquerable with arches upon arches upon arches. 3-5, Master Mode. Arches upon arches upon arches again, but this time it's the road we're arching to snag all those pesky checkpoints. 3-6, Rock Skipping. Who needs to build a bridge when you can drive on the bits of the rock sticking out of the water? 3-6, Master Mode. Again, Master Mode has forced me to play this level normally. Sort of. I can't really bounce off the rocks. The checkpoint order makes things kinda loopish. 3-7, Support Cable. Hope you were paying attention with String Theory, because now it's heavier and without steel. 3-7, Master Mode. Making the bus heavier the old-fashioned way, car stacking. Somehow, this was easier than 3-3 Master Mode. 3-8, Crossed Paths. This was a slapdash bridge I threw together rather quickly. The joints don't even line up when the hydraulics moves, but it is on grid. 3-8, Master Mode. So there's a lot more paths crossing over each other now. While this is still a little slapdash since I just threw hydraulics everywhere, I made sure that every joint clicked in. 3-9, Wibbly Wobbly. Up until now, springs haven't been all that necessary when building a bridge. You'd be crazy not to use them here though. 3-9, Master Mode. I actually couldn't beat this one. The checkpoints and the flag were in a different spot. I spent several hours on it and eventually just moved on. So the Master Mode team dumbed it down a little bit and re-uploaded it. This is the new version. I guess you could say I'm a playtester for this game now. 3-10, Shafted. Hope you've got bridge basics down, because it's just wood and road on this one. 3-10 Master Mode. So how do you make a wood and rope level harder? Easy! Just take away the wood! Oh, and that steel is not needed to solve the level. They were just being nice for once. 3-11 Cross Jump. Finally, monster trucks that are quick. A very fun jump level. 3-11 Master Mode. This is also a level that got changed after I beat it, so I had to come back and beat it again. This is just the challenge mode with extra dodging. 3-12 Emergency Interference. Heavy vehicles, wide spans, mandatory hydraulics, land braces. This level is a quadruple threat. 3-12 Master Mode. Okay, now this is something like a Novem decouple threat, because there's 15 ambulances interfering with this bridge plus all the stuff from before, and they are fast. 3-13 Diagonal Elevator. Just how well do you know your hydraulic linkages? This is the training grounds. It gets more complicated from here on out. 3-13 Master Mode. This is exactly what I mean. We need a diagonal elevator to the left that resets itself back to neutral, then a diagonal elevator to the right, and that diagonal elevator needs its own diagonal elevator to go back up to the left, but up a little bit more this time. Oh yeah, and it's all using the same roads. 3-14 Low Flyer. That plane is in the right spot to block an arch. Luckily, we still have land braces. 3-14 Master Mode. We still can't make an overarch, and we don't go low enough to rely on the land braces, so it's tower and suspension cable time. 3-15 Looper's Revenge. Now before we talk about this one, we need to turn the clocks back a few years, drop the video resolution, and fire up Abridged 1. This is 3-3 Looper. My only save was a braking solution, so I had to come back and re-beat this level as well. It is a tricky level, but it's got a few niceties thrown in. The ending landmass is lower, so your exit window is much larger, and it makes supporting the corners where there'll be high stress easier. Looper's Revenge does none of that, but it does give you springs. (3-15 Master Mode). This is Looper's bratty little cousin. I take the cheese route and drive on the balloon on the ground. Can't break that if I hit it too hard. (3-16 Monster Truck Rally). You finally get to do the monster truck thing where you drive over other cars. I gave my entire bridge suspension to deal with sudden impact over here. (3-16 Master Mode). This has gone from Monster Jam to WWE because the monster truck is going way up in the air and power slamming everything in its way. So in an unintended recurring segment that just seems to keep happening, we are taking another look at 1-13 Master Mode again. Last time I said I did not want to shave this solve and that is apparently an open invitation for the local, dragon-esque, linkage-obsessed, over-engineering furry to request a copy of my slave slot. That's right, Palfly got involved and sent me their solution. The majority of this bridge is an entirely new design by Palfly, but they did take inspiration when designing the ambulance delay system, a very impressive and clean solve that even resets itself when it's done. Speaking of being done, that's the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. World 4 is next, where we hopefully don't end up playing 1-13 again.